You're watching HuffPost Live. I'm Jacob Soboroff. Actress Rachelle Lefevre, known to Twilight fans everywhere as the vampire Victoria, is now starring in the new CBS series Under the Dome, based on the novel by Stephen King and produced by Steven Spielberg's production company DreamWorks. In the show, an invisible force field comes down around a small town in America. It causes a lot of chaos, as you might expect. Steven Spielberg and Stephen King.
Yes.
Not too bad.
I'm teaching them a lot. Don't worry.
I'm sure. Do you get to hang out with those guys or what?
I haven't met Spielberg yet, but King has been on set. Yeah, he came to our table read. He's come to hang out on set, and I'm going to see him at our big premiere party, which is coming up.
So I sort of mentioned the premise of Under the Dome. It's not like the Truman Show, even though there's a big dome and a bubble.
Yeah. It's funny that, yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the show?
Yes, our dome is actually impenetrable, invisible, indestructible, in everything, and it's come down around Chester's Mill, which is a small town, and it's sort of the idea is that it could be sort of anywhere USA. Like, could the dome come to your town? Yes, it could. And so there we are going about our business, and it comes down and it completely isolates us from the outside world. No one can get in or out. You can't hear. There's all the signals are cut off, so there's no TV, no radio, no internet.
Oh, God. There's no HuffPost Live in the dome.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It's a show about what people have to do when they put down their technology and have to converse.
That's really scary. That's the scariest show I've ever heard of.
Terrifying for you and your audience. But then, of course, what it's really about is the idea that what happens when this sort of external horror unleashes the worst in people, and how people react when civilization as they know it is completely changed. We don't really know what it is, and the fear level there is sort of, fascination, fear, awe, but we don't know in that initial sequence how long it's going to be there for. Because, of course, when things like that happen, which they do every day, obviously.
Always.
But when something extraordinary happens, you don't know how long it's going to endure. And so we all have this thought that, like, maybe this is a weird temporary glitch of some kind.
Like, where does it, what is it? Where does it come from? Those must be the questions everybody's asking.
Right. And, when weird things happen all the time, people scream UFOs, and then the military always goes, we were testing a new toy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, maybe that's, we don't know.
You never know with all the stuff the military is doing now. Yeah. My understanding is you play an investigative reporter, right? Mm-hmm. So did you do much research to figure out what the not that I investigate anything, I just sort of talk about stuff on HuffPost Live, but what goes into investigative reporting? I
called the NSA and I had your phone tapped.
I heard you did. You are Edward Snowden.
And I was like, I'm going to follow that Jacob guy and see what a reporter does.
No.
No, I actually, it was more of a character study for me. It was more about what kind of a person becomes a journalist. I think that, there's an interesting question about people, about whether or not some people, what they do defines them, and some people it's just a job. And so that was my first thing. And I think that being a journalist really does define her. I think she's a person who became someone who asks questions outward, so she didn't have to ask any inward. She sort of not introspective.